Well, on that note, this Monday, June 5th, 2023, I guess it's appropriate to ask, are the Phillies finally starting to show some fight? Personally, I need a lot more convincing. Let's start with a quick recap of the series against the lowly Nationals in Washington. Friday night was an 8-7 loss. Nick Castellanos had a big game. 4 hits, I think, 2 home runs, 3 extra base hits, 5 RBIs. All that was wasted. But you see, I think I am having an impact. He must have heard me criticizing him in the previous Phillies video. But thanks to Zach Wheeler, a victory was not to be. They did come back from way down to tie late, but only to give it away in the end. So you can't say that there's any moral victory to be had there. As for a time, at least, the Phils would occupy last place with Washington. And really it was, once again, Zach Wheeler. Disappointing. His pitching really well and then reverting back to the way he's just floundering is mystifying. But that pattern continues. Saturday afternoon was a 4-2 win. They finally broke the losing streak as the bullpen did an okay job in the absence of that missing 5th starter that I've been harping on. With JT Realmuto finally snapping out of his slump and homering. Sunday afternoon yesterday would be an 11-3 win. Who is Drew Ellis? Whoever he is, he had 2 home runs, a nice place or 2 in the field at third base. He would also be joined by Kyle Schwarber hitting 2 bombs of his own, 2 3-run bombs, and with JT adding another solo shot as the Phillies romped with Ranger Suarez turning in another solid start. Going 7 innings and allowing only 1 run. He is definitely looking more like himself. But the big picture hasn't changed much. They took 2 of 3 in Washington. Big deal. It was still an underwhelming 4-6 road trip, with the thing that stood out to me being how they were dominated by the Mets. The Mets, not exactly world beaters themselves this season, as they in turn got swept by the Blue Jays this past weekend. Maybe, though, perhaps the bats are starting to come alive. Maybe Schwarber and JT are turning a corner. Maybe Drew Ellis, until now, a borderline major leaguer at best, can continue to help in the absence of Alec Bohm, who is another casualty. Yet another man added to the injured list. I am encouraged by Ranger Suarez. He, to me, is the bright spot right now. But where are Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola and Taijuan Walker? Who's the 5th starter going to be? There continue to be nagging questions that the Phillies are going to need to start answering, and answering correctly, rightly, if they're going to turn this around and get back in the hunt. Having fallen further behind, now 8 back of the Braves, and mired in 4th place in the National League East. I guess we'll start finding out tonight as the Phillies are back home to host a 3-game series with the Detroit Tigers, another struggling team. As in the opener, you guessed it, Aaron Nola takes the hills. And in fact, the next 3 games will be revealing, as the 3 guys I mentioned, 3 guys who are on the hot seat, are each taking their turns in the rotation. Nola tonight, and then Walker tomorrow, and Wheeler on Wednesday. I probably won't be posting a video for a while, as I'll be out of town over the next week on a work-related business. But by the time I'm back with you, hopefully, I'll have lots to comment on as the Dodgers visit Philly following the Tigers before the Phillies head back on the road. So once again, thank you for tuning in.